Recently, we hit the streets of Philly with one important question. If you're in an auto accident, what should you do?
Make sure that my driver's license is up to date.
Call the cops.
I call my insurance agent.
Hopefully, I guess, talk to the other person, get their trade insurance information, trade contact information, so there's no problems communicating with them in the future.
I call my dad.
Eric Poe from Pure Auto Insurance is here today with the right answer and to let us know what impact an accident will have or should have on our auto insurance. Okay, Eric, who's right?
I would say definitely number 3.
Okay, and why?
Well, because I think that the first thing that people normally think is call the police when you're involved in a minor car accident. But unfortunately, the police don't necessarily get prepared for a case if somebody's going to sue you in the future. So your insurance carrier will instruct you if are there any witnesses around. Look around. Make sure you get the contact information of those witnesses, because later on down the road, if that person decides to sue you, you want to make sure that you have that witness. You can contact them, and they could probably make sure that your case is defensible.
That's very important. Now, should you move your car or not?
Well, that all depends on where you are. So if you're on 95 and it's middle during rush hour, probably you should move your car off to the side and the shoulder. However, if you're in a desolate area where very few cars are actually traveling and you can afford to keep the car in the exact spot, it might make more sense to do that. So when a police officer comes, he can assess who's more liable in the accident.
Okay, I've called my insurance company. Now what?
Then your next step is definitely call the police. I mean, the police need to come there. They need to assess who they believe is probably at fault in the accident. And having an independent police report is probably one of the most important things to have when determining who's at fault and who's not.
And at what point should you get the information from the other driver?
Well, if you feel comfortable enough, I would actually ask and try to get that information right off the bat. But if you're in a situation where maybe you're alone and you're a woman in a car and it's at night, you may just want to stick and stay tidy and lock your doors. Just make sure you write down the license plate number, so if that person decides to drive off, you can still make sure you get hold of them.
And you also say that we need to take pictures. What kind of pictures should we consider?
What we find is the best use of those pictures are to take pictures of the car's damage to make sure that the impact point only had certain contributions to those actual damages. So later on, they don't claim, hey, well, you really hit this part of my car, you hit that part of my car. Everything involved in the accident scene, you should be trying to take as many pictures as possible.
Okay, and so now that you've done all of that, what's the next step?
The next step is probably calling your spouse and letting them know that you're probably going to be home late for dinner.
Okay, we'll make sure we remember that one. Thank you so much, Eric. You can get more information and helpful advice on the Pure Auto Insurance website, pure.com. Better Philly will be right back.